Hello, and welcome back, whoosh, once again, for the last time this campaign, to Doomed. Arkham Horror, the card game with a solo... Hang on, I used to say this all the time. Solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. Tonight, friends, dearest enemies, however you choose to identify yourselves, today, Rita Young and Pete Sylvester are before the Black Throne, which sounds pretty cool, but it's also, more importantly, it is the final scenario of this campaign, The Circle Undone. Hello to you, Ellie Spot. I see Luke here in chat. We're going to be a little quiet for a while, I imagine, because folks who are part of this community who are also playing in the Disconcordia Changeling server right now. There's some events and things happening at the moment, which feels like a very MMO way of saying, like, it's Christmas. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's an MMO holiday. You know, there's events and stuff. Oh, Chardonnay, what is that? I'm serious, what is that? Chardonnay, what is that supposed to be? A wheat? Oh, wheat! 2 sheep for your wheat, 2 wood for your wheat. Okay, doesn't matter. Ellie Spot, totally cool, because actually we're gonna having a bit of a slow start for the game today because there's some prep I need to do first, which I'm very excited about. Some very random prep. Crosshair will be, it's a wheaty good time. Eat your Wheaties, kids. Get your fiber. This isn't a comedy stream. This is a horror game stream. What are y'all doing out there? I'm very excited to be back in the saddle, as 'twere. I've had to miss a few streams now, but it's all been for very good reasons. And we'll have to see how Tuesdays return, and also after today, whether I want to start a new Doomed campaign right away, or because I have one in the wings, or whether Crosshair and I want to start our #special occasion, special event, which we also still don't know much about, but it's very exciting. Okay, I usually say this at the beginning, but now we're like 2 minutes in. I'm gonna say it now. If you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, please feel free to check down below where you'll be able to see the timestamp where we actually get started on the event. I have to just go free one of my cats who's being very loud, but I will be back in just a moment. Did I do anything in the game here by accident? No, I think we're good. Yep, just give me a moment, and I will return momentarily. How many times can I say it in one sentence? Any of you who know my cats probably know, there's a bit of, not drama, they just all have personalities. They ain't no boring cats. Ella's taken to trying to grab everyone else's food because she likes the meat, Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, today, as I mentioned before, we are back with Rita Young and Pete Sylvester, solo playthrough through Real Cat Wives of Twitch. Chardonnay, you legitimately have no idea. There aren't that many clips on this channel of the Chaos Cats, but on other channels where I feature quite heavily, there are lots of Chaos Cat clips, them knocking things over. The very first RPG stream we ever did, during sort of a little break, the cat went up to the webcam and was just like, and knocked it down. It is to laugh. So, what is up today? We are, that's basically what happened. Today, we are wrapping up the Circle Undone campaign. How has it been going? I've had a lot of fun. This campaign famously punishes failure quite harshly, as do some of the others, which is tough because I chose to play a character whose whole sort of like raison d'etre is succeeding at one thing but then failing a bunch of other stuff for benefits. So it's been a little tough. She's a whole mood. That is certainly true. But we made it this far. We're not dead, and we had some successes. But today, Rita Young is going before the Black Throne. Now, what is the Black Throne? We don't know. Before I even jump into we have the little prologue, and then we have the actual intro to the scenario, and then we're going to be jumping in and playing the game. Before we even get there, Chardonnay, look, in this game in particular, you gotta have that sort of attitude. That's how I feel about it. There are some games where it's like, you know, oh, I didn't play a perfect game. That sucks. Like, I need to go, you know. For me, this game, Arkham Horror, is just like, did I squeak by? This isn't passing with a C. There's like, there's like this much fail and this much success, and I'm okay with that. I had 4 experience to spend. For reasons that will become obvious when we start the scenario, and I should mention, I haven't actually played this scenario a whole bunch, but I do know some of the conceits of it. For reasons that will become obvious, I didn't want to buy cards that will be in my deck. I wanted to buy a permanent, a card that starts in play and can't be sort of like touched or whatever. For experience, there weren't that many options that I wanted to go with. There was a new card from Return to the Circle Undone, which I haven't played with before, called Observed. Observed, which I am choosing to think is Anna Kaslow, the tarot reader, the fortune teller, observing Rita Young's destiny, allows you to select 3, randomly, of the major arcana of the tarot deck, of a tarot deck, and choose one of them to start play with in the positive, in the upright direction. Tarot cards, I don't know too much about it, but I know tarot cards have like an upright and a upside down sort of direction. One of them is positive and one of them is negative. In the context of this game, the major arcana all have like, you know, drawbacks and benefits. So we get to start with one of 3 randomly chosen tarot cards in our play area, and that is what I want to start with today. I think it's this one. Nope, it is this one. So, as you can see here, I'm going to be rolling 3 random numbers between 0 and 21. There's 22 major arcana. They are numbered 0 to 21, so this is going to help me decide which 3 I get to choose from. And then we'll have to just remember what the one is that I chose so that we can actually figure out what we're going to be doing. It's too bad Crosshair's not here. I feel like Crosshair loves the chaos of this, but we just got to go for it or else we'll never be done. I'm going to click go. Oh, you can't see the word go. It's fine. Ready? Go. 5, 15, and 13. Okay. Well, so 5, 13, and 15. Okay. Let's go and check out our major arcana, and we will see what 5, 13, and 15 bring us. It might be a bit hard to read, but I'll read them to you. Tarot card 5 is the Hierophant. It says, during the first willpower test each investigator performs each round, they get +1 willpower. This feels really good for this campaign and for this scenario. I honestly might take this. Rita's will is not bad. I have ways of boosting it. The first test each round is probably the bad stuff card is going to hit me up. That's not bad. So that's the Hierophant. I might take that. Let's have a look at 13 is Death, which feels pretty legitimate. Each investigator gets +1 health. Not a bad thing. And then 15 is the Devil. The Devil says each investigator has 1 additional slot of a type chosen by that investigator when the game begins. So I would probably choose to take an extra hand slot so that I could run the bow and the keys at the same time. +1 health feels decent. It's just 1 health. It's not that much. 1 additional hand slot also feels pretty good. But I know I'm going to be testing willpower, and I know that I need to pass some of these tests. So I'm going to take the Hierophant. What is a Hierophant, anyway? It's an elephant. They've got a couple of joints. It doesn't make sense. Don't listen to me here. All right, hold up. I think somebody's saying something a little ridiculous. Let's have a look at the chat. I knew it. I knew it, Jordan J. Okay, look. Look, we all love extra hand slots, okay? But the point is, sometimes in life, you have to choose between the extra hand or the willpower to resist things. I don't know. Look. There's something going on here. I'm excited because I'm drinking red wine on stream, which I rarely do, but it feels very appropriate for this scenario. Blood for the Blood God. Okay, I think we're about ready to get into it. 4 experience bought me +1 willpower during the first test, will test each investigator performs each round. So that's what we're going to do. So I need to remember that that's something that I have. How am I going to remember that? Maybe, oh, Crosshair! Hello! How you doing? I have already, I did a little start, Crosshair, but I can catch you up. I haven't read any text or anything, but I will catch you up. Man, there we go. It's a bit better. Good, good, good. Brief catch-up, Crosshair. I spent my 4 experience on a card called Observed, which is a permanent. I don't have a copy of it because it doesn't actually matter having it in play. Excellent, Crosshair. Well, I can't wait to find out how that went. Did you have fun? Observed, I like to imagine that Rita Young and Pete Sylvester, after having sort of been observed by Anna Caslow, the tarot reader and fortune teller for so long. Okay, good. That's what I like to hear. She has, in fact, been observing them, and she has finally chosen to bless them with some of her power. Oh, Ellie Spot, I think I saw that. This many, right? It's a lot. That's pretty wild. I wonder what extra successes on that do. Probably rounds or something, right? Anyway, I'd have to look at that thing again. Okay. So, right. I get my choice of one of three randomly selected major arcana from the tarot deck, and then I get the benefit of it. I had a choice of 3 pretty good cards. None of them were useless. And Crosshair, what I chose to do, which I'm going to represent with this brain icon up here, I chose Major Arcana Tarot 5, the Hierophant. What it does is the first willpower test, skill test, I take every round, I get +1 will, which feels like it's going to be really useful. IMO. So we'll see how that goes down. But of course, we can't have a game of Doomed if we don't have a lot of reading. So let's just make sure I've got everything set up here. Yes, everything's all set up. There's a card here. Oh, I see, Crosshair. I was trying to remember what the successes for that cantrip did. I thought maybe it was like, how many rounds does it last or whatever, but it's 6 extra difficulty. Braum, I nicknamed Braum Puka's Bane when I started playing Changeling, because I figured like someone so honest and upright and literal would have a lot of trouble with Puka, which is true, and that was kind of how I attempted to play it. But I believe the title has been officially passed on. All right, we're going to take a look at our play area in just a moment. Rita's over here at something called the Cosmic Ingress. There's some sort of thing here called Azathoth, the Primal Chaos. Crosshair, we'll see what that's all about. Let's read our interlude. Oh, yes. Reminder of where we left off here. Annette Mason was defeated, shot through the heart with an arrow as... I bet it's about fun. As Pete was pulled back into the horrible, twisted maw of the Piper of Azathoth, some sort of horrible globular creature. Rita was able to just sneak away. He sacrificed himself so that she could put an arrow through Annette Mason's heart. Can I help you? Better. Okay. So where did we leave off? I'll just have a quick look here. Rita and Pete decided that they were going to continue alone. They didn't trust Annette Mason to be able to help them out. Okay. Interlude 4. Twist of Fate. Ooh. Twist of Fate 1. You stand underneath the breach in awe of its presence. There's a giant breach tear in reality in the sky. Rita and Pete were going around like using old incantations and various like tricks of the mind to like close various smaller breaches, but they didn't see the huge one. Everything the soothsayer predicted has come to pass. This is a matter of life and death, she had told you. How right she was. Now she's blessed us with her presence. Beyond the cosmic ingress, the nucleus of the cosmos awaits. Whoa, now you understand what dwells on the other side. gnawing hungrily at the fabric of reality. The doom of all humanity, semicolon, no, not just humanity. The doom of all life in the universe. Yikes! There is a bitter taste in your mouth. Tears well in your eyes. You close your fists so hard your nails dig into your flesh. If you have to die, then die you will, but you're not going to die sitting down. This to me is like peak Rita Young energy here, okay? She has been thrown into this whole situation. She's not the person who's like trying to hunt down the mythos. She's not the person who's trying to figure out the mysteries of the cosmos or like why certain things are happening. She's just been thrown pretty much crosshair. That's basically where we're at. God, shit. She's just trying her best to survive, trying to save as many people as she can, and now that she's met Pete Sylvester, she's trying to save him. In your campaign log, record the path winds before you. Next to this, record a number of tally marks based on the conditions below. Okay, so I'm going to write the path winds before us, and then I'm going to count up my tally marks here. If you accepted your fate, you know what you have to do. We did not accept our fate. We rejected our fate because we said bullshit right before we started the first scenario. If the investigators asked Annette for assistance, we did not. Oh god, I'm just skipping all of them. I imagine these tallies are good things. If we asked Sandford for assistance, we did not. If there are 2 or fewer mementos listed under mementos, no. If there are 3 to 5 mementos listed, which we did, which we have 3. From the evidence you have uncovered, you understand the path you must take a little better, but there is still much you do not know. Record 1 tally mark. 1. If there are 6 or more mementos, I think every time you get like a great outcome on a scenario, you like get a memento. So I obviously did well enough on 3 of them to do okay. If an investigator has the black book in their deck, we rejected it so that we wouldn't have to take another bad token in the deck, in the chaos thing. If doom draws ever closer, Azathoth's maw begins to open. Record 2 tally marks. I don't think doom begins to approach, but I'm just going to check my campaign notes. Nope. So that is 1 tally mark. We'll see what they do. For almost an hour, you stare up into the empty abyss. Yikes, pondering your options and your fate. A flock of faceless winged creatures circle the field where you sit. Pretty much, crosshair. They almost move like vultures, waiting for your demise so as to feast on your corpse. They draw ever nearer, and you begin to wonder if they can read the thoughts that hover on the surface of your mind. Rising to your feet, you raise your arm and call out to one of them. Whoa. Okay, again, Rita's no mystical sorceress or anything like that, but when in Rome, right? She doesn't know what she's dealing with exactly, but they uncovered enough evidence at the Silver Twilight Lodge to know that there are things beyond her comprehension, but that she needs to be able... It doesn't make logical sense, but she's so far beyond that. She just has to proceed with the logic of the world as it is now, you know? This may be the most foolish thing you've ever done, you think to yourself, but your instinct proves to be the right move. The creatures descend on black, leathery wings, landing on the wet grass in front of you. One lowers itself until it reaches the height of your shoulders, offering its back to you. Swallowing the very last of your doubts and your fear, you climb aboard the creature. With a swift flap of its wings, it carries you off into the void, beyond the limits of space, to the domain of Azathoth. Scenario 8, Before the Black Throne. Okay, so Rita is flying off into space on a sort of a winged horse bat thing. Seems horrible. Onward and onward, your steed carries you into the inky nightmare of the void beyond. You dare not turn back and look behind you, for you know that what you will see will likely break your heart, or perhaps your mind. Great polypus horrors slide darkly amidst the blackness and loneliness of the cosmos. You had hoped to marvel at a beautiful glimmering array of stars, but instead you are left with an empty pit in your stomach, and as the unabated vastness of the dark, cold universe looms before you. Oh! Anyone have vertigo? Thassallophobia or whatever it's called. In the distance, a far-off melody rings its chords, a melody you could not possibly recreate in your universe with any known instruments, nor could your ears interpret its notes were it not ringing in your head at this very moment. There is a rush of air as you breach the turret of a nightmarish onyx barrier and descend into an infinite cavern of black stone and impossible architecture. This is absolutely wild. The music grows as you plunge unswerving through an impossible valley, through shoals of shapeless beings, and between things that lurk and dance in the blackness beyond. Yeah, exactly. Motorhead. Yeah, exactly. Look, Lemmy is the ultimate chaos. We all know this. You cannot help but listen to the strange music of Motorhead, committing each terrible dissonant note to memory. No thought or dream of humanity can reach you here in this place that was long ancient when the earth was born. You can only hope to guide your steed to the place where you must go, the throne upon which Azathoth itself sits. So, gather some sets and some things and blah, blah, blah. So, take the set aside. I'm having a look at some of the instructions here. We'll see how this looks in a moment. Crosshair, I think you'll be interested. Take the set aside Hideous Palace and the top card of the Cosmos and shuffle them so you cannot tell which is which. Then put them into play face down, along with face down player cards from the top of the lead investigator's deck, as depicted in the image on the next page. Face down player cards represent empty space. Azathoth is in play, but not at any location, and then we get one resource on the scenario reference card for each tally next to the path winds before you. So I'm going to take a resource and put it on the scenario reference card because we have one the path winds before you. We're going to take the top card of the Cosmos deck and Hideous Palace and shuffle them together like it said to do. And then we're going to look at the next page. Look at the next page. Okay, so this is kind of how the scenario is going to go. In Act 1, we start at the Cosmic Ingress. There's a bunch of empty space, and then there's 2 Cosmos locations. One of them is the place we want to go. The other is not. There's no way to tell which is which. How do we get through empty space? Well, there are ways. We'll see that in a moment. So I'm going to place one of them here and one of them here, and then, annoyingly, we have to fill in the empty space. Yeah, for sure, Crosshair, for sure. We have to fill in the empty space with cards from my deck. Now, they go back in your deck once you've revealed the empty space, but, like, annoyingly, like, hopefully those are all my weaknesses, right? And not my, necessary for winning cards. So, throughout the scenario, new locations will enter in play from the top of the Cosmos. There's an action on the act to spend clues to draw cards from the Cosmos deck and choose one to put into play and move to it. So it's kind of like the Crosshair you'll recall in the Forgotten Age. It's kind of like the explore mechanic, except there aren't bad things in the Cosmos deck, but you do need to spend clues to get in there. The revealed side of each Cosmos location has an instruction which tells you where to put it. So it's kind of like one of those big interlocking puzzles, right? You can shift things left, right, up, down kind of thing. Cosmos instructions, blah, blah, blah. Empty space. Empty space is cards from the top of my investigator deck. Empty space is not a location. No one can go in unless otherwise noted. Yeah, there we go. Good. And that's it. And then that's the instructions. So we start here at the Cosmic Ingress, and then there's 2 Cosmos locations. That eldritch, scaly monster bore its helpless rider, hurtling and shooting, cleaving the uttermost rim and spanning the outermost abysses, leaving behind the stars and the realms of matter, and darting meteor-like through stark formlessness toward those inconceivable, unlighted chambers beyond time. Yikes. And the Cosmos say, the stars danced mockingly, almost shifting now and then to form pale signs of doom that one might wonder one had not seen and feared before, and ever the winds of ether howled of vague blackness and loneliness beyond the cosmos. Yikes. Guess who else starts in play? This is an enemy. This is an ancient one. He's elite. It is elite, rather. This is Azathoth. the Primal Chaos. Seems bad. Azathoth is oblivious and omnipotent. It is immune to all player card effects and investigator actions and cannot be defeated by any means. Correct. This is Mad Max, My Little Black Cat. Forced. If there's 10 or more doom on Azathoth, the blind idiot god rises from its throne in the ultimate void of chaos and devours the universe. And then I like how it says Resolution 1. And I really wonder what Resolution 1 is if this thing is devouring the universe. Anyway, it hits for 3 damage and 3 horror because it is, you know, the Ancient One. What's nice is that with a nice leather coat and a nice cherished keepsake, you can soak most of the damage and horror from an Ancient One. It's just incredible. Okay, let's read our agenda and our act. Agenda 1A, Wheel of Fortune, 10. One end is another beginning. Change is the only constant. Your ultimate fate is at hand. I like to think Anna Caslow, she's been kind of shepherding us along the way. I kind of like to think of her sort of as a Doctor Strange-esque character, you know, who can kind of like perceive the flow of time, and like maybe she's got champions in other timelines who are like, well, maybe they can defeat Azathoth, who knows? Each location is connected to each location adjacent to it. Empty space doesn't count. Do not remove doom from enemies when this agenda advances. Okay. Act 1A, The Cosmos Beckons. From the horizonless breach in the gaping maw of the sky, you have traveled an impossible distance, and yet you are still many leagues from the knighted throne where Azathoth stirs. Objective. Only investigators at Hideous Palace may spend 1 clue to advance, and then it says, beware, any investigator who is not there will be killed. Okay. There's an action on this act to spend X clues to draw the top X cards of the cosmos, to choose 1 to put into play, and moving to it, and then shuffle the rest back in. So ideally, you're spending 2 clues to like get the best draw. Because here's the thing. All of these cosmos locations, you know, say, like, put into play right of your location. Exactly, Crosshair. Now, unfortunately, this ain't no MCU film. I can guarantee you that this scenario will end very, very, very poorly. That is what I have to say about that. I can guarantee it. It is what it is. Rita is a survivor. I'm just hoping she survives, and I'm hoping that Pete will be able to join us from beyond the void of space. So these cosmos locations get put into play like above, below, right, left, kind of like that Paris Catacombs scenario in Carcosa. Crosshair, we should play Carcosa sometime. It's super fun. I feel like you'd love it. I know you'd love it, sorry. So ideally, I'm going to like put a location here, put a location next to it, and then move up or down and try to go to one of these cosmoses. I'm going to need clues. That's the game plan. Hey, it's true, Crosshair. Okay, so Rita Young here. 1 damage, 1 horror, 5 resources, no clues, and I've got this little token, this little brain token to remind me that the first willpower test I take every round, I get +1 will, which feels really good. I feel like that's going to help a lot. Quick chaos token pull? That's not so great. Okay, that's fine. You're out. Let's draw our opening hand and hope that I didn't get rid of like all my good cards. Let's get doomed. Okay. 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 We definitely like Keyring. I don't think I need anything else right now because I'm not going to be engaged with enemies for a bit. Alter Fate is super good. But I wonder if there's going to be that many treacheries that stay in play. What I really want to see, of course, is Pete or Shoes. Or maybe some more investigation. I definitely want to keep Keyring. 2 Keyrings. Yeah. The old double Keyring. I wonder if we keep both of them just to have the like constant flow of clue tech. No, that seems crazy. I'm gonna need ways of getting more clues. Yeah, I'm gonna throw back Alter Fate and draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. It's so crazy, it might just work. Unfortunately, no Pete. But break and enter. Somewhere in the void of space, Rita's smashing and grabbing. This is pretty much a guaranteed clue card, but it's also an evade. Cherished keepsake for horror soak because I don't have Pete. All right. Good luck. Rita is standing here at this cosmic ingress. She descends from her leathery winged, faceless horse thing. Horrible. Let's see what this is. The cosmic ingress. At the end of the round, add clues until it has 3 clues on it. There's always 3 clues here. Each void location gains action. Shuffle this location into the cosmos, moving everyone to the cosmic ingress. Okay. I don't know what the void locations are, but I suppose we'll figure that out. It's got 3 clues on it, and it's got 2 shroud. Feels okay. I am going to put down... Rita reaches into her pocket, feeling that lucky penny that her mother gave her so many years ago. It's funny, not that long ago she remembered reaching for it and not being able to find it. It had been, well, changed into something else. And yet there it is again, as if it had never disappeared at all. She wonders idly how that came to be, but the logic out here doesn't make any sense. And she reaches into her other pocket. She comes up with that fistful of keys from way back when. The graveyard keeper's key set. Again, she's sure that she must have gotten rid of these before, but here they are. She takes them out. She looks around. There's nothing but void beyond her. But let's see what we can find. I'm going to use the keyring to investigate this location. So it has 0 shroud right now. Done. It's a clue. So I lose a key from the keyring, and I get a clue. In the upkeep phase, we were... Oh, Paximo, hello, hello, hello. And then we put a clue back on the location. Paximo, welcome. Welcome to Doomed. I hope you're doing well. Oh God, Crosshair, you're right. Ugh, why can't I use encounter cards to, like, be the empty space? We're getting there, Crosshair, we're getting there. I just want to catch Paximo up really quickly. Paximo. We are, to be fair, we are before the Black Throne. I am in the grasp of the Primal Chaos. Doesn't sound very good. Pete is nowhere to be seen. Rita is currently alone. It's entirely possible that Pete Sylvester is out here in empty space, or that we just haven't found him yet. So Peta is alive, but, you know, they're currently star-crossed, if that makes sense. Anna Caslow, the tarot reader, gave Rita a bit of a boost in the form of one of her major arcana cards, the Hierophant. So we have a little bit of a bonus, which is nice. Super happy fun time. Someone gets it. Okay. Mythos phase. We put a Doom on the agenda, which I'm not happy about. And we draw an encounter card. Crosshair, I swear to God. Ultimate Chaos. Woo! This is a power treachery. Bidding. Test will 4. If you fail, attach Ultimate Chaos to Azathoth. If you fail by 2 or more, take a damage and a horror. If you fail by 3 or more, it gains Surge. If there are 3 copies next to Azathoth, discard them and place a Doom on it, or it attacks you. Okay, if there are 3 or more. So, I don't really mind failing. I'd rather not fail by 2 or more. But I have a lucky in hand, so if I really need to, I could pass this. The void of space, as described here, it's really hard to tell what exactly Rita is supposed to be looking for. This Black Throne of the Ancient One could be anywhere. She's barely heard mention of the name Azathoth and the spectral realm, and like, who are these spirits that have been coming across? And as the piping music sort of swirls in her head, it starts to the music of the Piper begins to pour out of her mind and start to coalesce around her into actual shapes and colors. But this is not synthesizia. This is the ultimate chaos. I have 3 will, 4 because of my Hierophant card. I'm just going to take the test, 4 to 4, and maybe I'll lucky if I need to. No. There's nothing to do there. Fitting. Crosshair, help me. Okay, well, shit. Okay, if you fail, obviously the chaos is stretching and warping Rita's mind. Honestly, I don't even know if she's going to make it past Act 1 at this point. Take a damage, take a horror, and it gains Surge. Here you go! Oh, Ancient Evils! Some call it the ultimate chaos, but it sure sounds like the chicken dance to me. Ancient Evils, of course, places a doom on the agenda. Straight up. So, 2 out of 4. I haven't done anything yet. Which feels bad. What a disaster. Okay. What do we do? Get another card? No. We just go for it. We're just going to spend the clue right away. I need to get moving. I don't know what to expect here. But Rita manages to push past the sensation of falling and floating at the same time and strides off. She realizes that it is her will that is keeping her here, nothing more. She's at the whim of Azathoth, but perhaps if she shows enough chutzpah, she'll be able to just walk straight to the place where she needs to go. So I spent a clue. I'm drawing the top X cards of the Cosmos, which is 1, and I'm hoping that I can put it into play. Oh, this is Dancer's Mist. Connect to the right, or lose 2 resources to connect elsewhere. But I will do so. And then this card gets shuffled back into my deck, whatever it was. Dancer's Mist is a 3 Shroud 2 clue location. It says after you move to Dancer's Mist, remove a resource from the scenario reference card to move to a connecting location, but there are none. I don't know what Dancer's Mist means, but the scenario mentioned that Rita saw all sorts of otherworldly figures dancing in the mist and in the void. She was always taught at school, I mean, she wasn't majoring in astronomy or science, I'll tell you that for free, but she was always taught that much of space was just empty. And indeed, there is a horrible sinking sensation. Ah, I see, okay. Mist! There's a horrible sinking sensation she has of trying to... there's this horrible sinking sensation of feeling completely alone, and yet there are strange figures kind of coalescing in and out of existence. I've moved here, and now I need to get some clues and keep going. That's what I need to do. Well, actually, that's not too bad. If I get another clue, I can maybe move up, down, or right, and then I'll have access to these cosmoses. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to investigate with the key ring. Lowers the shroud to 1. And, yeah. Oh, bella. It is impossible to tell in which direction the creatures are moving. They seem to somehow be changing forms simultaneously while moving, phasing in and out of existence, and all the while creating these horrible noises that are just indescribable to the human ear. I'm going to investigate again using the key ring. I don't remove the key unless I get the clue, so well, sorry, if I'm successful, I get to remove the key, so I think I'm just going to go for it again. A little loud. I still have a lucky. Is that what I want to spend it on, or do I want to use this unexpected courage? I'm going to use my unexpected courage as well. I'm going to commit it, and I'm going to go 4 to 1 here. Good. Okay, that's a success. So I lose the key, and I lose the courage. But at least Rita's able to reach out and try to swipe at some of the creatures who then part to show her a path off into the ether. Upkeep phase. We ready all our tokens there. Draw a card, gain a resource. It's resourceful. Get that keyring back. No, get that unexpected courage back. Yeah. Oh my god, it's already 2 doom in. This is so bad. 3 out of 4 doom. Let's draw a card and gain a resource. Or sorry, let's draw an encounter card here. Right, crosshair. Woo! It's an acolyte. Acolyte spawns at any empty location, and we put a doom on it when it enters play. So ideally I want to kill this guy. Random space acolyte. Woo! Yeah, what is happening? Well, yes, but thankfully we've already passed the check doom threshold step. So it's now that doom doesn't matter per se, but if I can get to him and kill him, I feel like that's going to be useful. It said here, do not remove doom from enemies when this agenda advances. It would be done anyway, yeah. So if I can't get there, it's not such a big deal. But I'm hoping what I can do is like move here or here, then move in and then kill him, just to get rid of the doom. I don't like doom in this scenario, I guess is what I'm saying here. Okay, not such a big deal. We're just surprised to see a human-like figure off in the distance. She waves and shouts, and her voice is deadened by the space around her. There's no air to carry her voice. It sounds like she's shouting inside a tiny little bubble, and the figure does not react. Perhaps they can't hear her. Investigation phase. I'm going to... I mean, ideally I'd grab another clue here, but I don't think that's going to happen. So instead, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna spend the clue to draw the top card of the encounter deck or the Cosmos deck and hope that it connects. What? Hey, it's Dancer's Mist. Connect to the right. I'm gonna do that. That's good. That's really good, actually. Well, yeah, that's actually really good because I get to move to it for free, and then I'm only 1 location away from either Cosmos. We don't need the clues. Rita is going to rush down towards this guy, who she now... well, here, I'll show this. Flight into Oblivion. You must either... Oh, so Cosmos doesn't count here, because it's already in play. Remove a resource from the scenario reference card. Move the placement of Flight of Oblivion once upward. Well, no. Rita runs and pumps her legs as fast as she can and finds herself on a series of stone steps, somehow hanging with weight in the sky, up into forever. As she starts to mount the steps, she can see the figure above her, which she now recognizes is indeed the figure of a person, a human. And she is unhappy to see the fact that this figure, when it turns towards her, has nothing but death in its eyes. Ew. Last action. I'm going to try to evade this acolyte so I can kill it. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to commit resourceful to this. I don't need to, but I'd like to get one of my cards back. Would I take back the keyring or the courage? Courage feels pretty good to try to pass something. We're going to evade here. It's got 2 agility, and I have 6. -4. Woo! Evaded and killed. And I'll grab back the... Whoops. Hey, where'd you go? Hey! Oh god, where did you go? Oh, get out of the card there. Barely done. Literally skin of my teeth. That's the thing I'm supposed to be good at. Rita sprints up the steps, and as this lifeless, like, husk with its dead eyes reaches out to grab her, she just ducks under it and reaches out and just clocks him with an elbow, and he falls off into empty space, falling forever. Okay. Upkeep phase, we ready everything. Draw a card, gain a resource. Look what I found too. My best clue card. That's really good. Rita just effed him up. Yeah, what's up? She's a fighter, you know? Not literally, but figuratively. Okay, we move to 4 Doom out of 4. She is hardcore for sure. Let's advance our agenda here. Agenda 1B. Rejoice, for the end is near. Somehow you're not the only human here. What? They are but mindless husks. Well, there you go. Almost entirely devoid of humanity, nothing but flesh, muscle, and bone, preserved for eternity in their single-minded passion, kneeling and chanting in foul worship. Azathoth, Azathoth, the end has come. Each, oh my god, warning, suicide here. Each cultist enemy commits ritual suicide. Discard each cultist enemy in play and move all doom from them to Azathoth. I would have had to have dealt with that guy anyway, because I'm not just going to sit here and take attacks from him if this was the location I'm supposed to get to, which is called the Hideous Palace. The lead investigator must search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Demonic Piping and draw it. Okay. Demonic Piping says search. Put it into play next to the agenda deck. Okay, so here it is. As the figure falls off into space, its voice vanishing almost in an instant, the music returns. I mean, we hesitate to call it music at all. It's a horrible, screeching, crushing sound. It sounds like despair. This has Surge, so I actually have to draw an encounter card right now, which, like, that's gross. Time to get the cakes out. Yeah. Oh, Ancient Evils. Hey-oh, hep, ho, hep, whoa. Okay, 1 out of 6. Thanks, assholes. Agenda 2A. Oh, sorry, did I even finish this? Endless walkways and steps of black stone are the only routes which guide you to your destination. Right now we're on a path of stone steps that lead up forever. It is an impossible maze to navigate. Check the campaign log. If Gilman's journal is listed under mementos discovered, it is. You are able to find your way. Otherwise, you become hopelessly lost. So we're good. We have not become hopelessly lost. Agenda 2A. It awaits. The boundless demon sultan Azathoth, whose name no lips dare speak aloud, and who gnaws hungrily in inconceivable, unlighted chambers beyond time, amidst the muffled, maddening beating of vile drums and the thin, monotonous whine of accursed flutes. Each location is connected to locations adjacent to it. And then it also says, do not remove doom from enemies. Sorry, folks. There we go. Hello to you, Krister. How's it going? I'll catch you up real quick. Rita has ascended up into the black void of space. She is all alone. She is searching for the what's they're called? The Primal Chaos Azathoth on the Black Throne. It seems completely different from anything that she's ever had to do before. It's going okay. I would say we are being rushed quite heavily here, but we're all right. We've managed to find a path of stone steps up into Oblivion, but I know I need to go up here, which is the it's going to be the Hideous Palace, which is where we need to go. Okay, so Agenda 2A, right. I already placed a Doom, and I advanced, and then I drew cards. Yes, and now I'm at the draw an encounter card phase, which is, like, just disgusting. Okay. The end is nigh. Yikes. Test will 1. It gets +X difficulty. X is the current agenda. It's 2, so it's will 3. If there's... Okay, fine. If you fail, place a Doom on Azathoth if there are no cultists in play. Movie evening, so no words except the spoken for me tonight, thus relaxing. Thanks for the catch-up. No problemo, Krister. I hope you're enjoying whatever movie you're watching. Let us know if you want, or just enjoy. I will be enjoying losing horribly to whatever is happening here. Azathoth is ready. Somehow, because of the spectral realm, this ultimate chaos is just at the edge of reality and is about to devour us whole. The universe, not like us individually. Okay, a doom goes on Azathoth if I fail. I have +1 will because of the Hierophant, and this feels important enough to succeed, so I'm going to toss in my unexpected courage. I feel like Rita is, well, unexpectedly courageous. Through the sky as she travels upward, upward, onward, and forever, she sees flashes of disasters from not just her life, but other people's lives, her ancestors, perhaps, across space and time, and in fact starts to see even glimpses of the future, the environment in ruin, war, famine, and pestilence, and death. Hello, DJ. What is a seat doing in the dark void of space? I don't know. I have 6 will here. Everybody's talking about Jamie the Boss and Season 1. Oh, wow, fun. Paximo says, you're not losing. This is the hero moment. The time when Rita stands at the edge and decides that not only is this the line in the sand, but that she is capable of holding that line. Holy shit, Paximo. Please write my fiction for me as we as we continue. Big fan. And I swear, Paximo, even if it costs me the game, as soon as Peter comes out, Peter is hitting the table. Rita and Pete together at last at the end of all things. I should have saved at the end of all things. That's okay. It's fine. We're doing great. Okay. I have 6 willpower. Check. 0. Success. Good. So I succeeded. No end is nigh. She's able to shake it off. And we return back around to us. Oh, well, we'll see how that goes, Paximo, but we'll collaborate. Okay. I need a clue. And then I need to get to this other place because I need to spend a clue at the palace. This seems like the best place to get a clue. Probably. But do I play the keyring and then move? Yeah, F it. We'll have the keyring out this way. We're just going to take a moment to look around at all of these flashes of pasts and futures all kind of jumbling together. She's going to see if she can reach out and pluck something out of the sky. I'm using my keyring to test 2 to 0. That's still a success. So I lose a key, and I get a clue, and I'll spend my last action moving. She's going to hit the top of the steps, which seem to go on forever, and then leap off into the void. Off, not too far in the distance, as she's running through space, she can see the Hideous Palace. What is there a why is there a palace out here in space? Anyway, what's that about? That's the end of the investigation phase. Didn't do very much this round. Draw a card, gain a resource. Perception? I feel like I must have lost some good cards here in the empty space, but it can't be that bad. Right? Okay, mythos. We're back here out in the mist. Space Palace. There's space bars everywhere. Crosshair, I had something I had to say to you. Oh, right. Boo! As I mentioned before, a lot of people showed up. I am drinking red wine in honor of Blood for the Blood God. Which feels appropriate today. Okay, oh, I also have my water, which I should definitely have. I'm just delaying drawing my very important card here, which feels like I'm gonna need it. Here we go. Encounter card is a Mindless Dancer. Oh my god, a monster. Oh, I see. It's because we're at the Dancer's Mist. This is the Dancer from the Mist. Oh my god. Oh my god. What is this thing? Oh my god, it spawns at the farthest empty space. It is a hunter. It can enter empty space as if it were a location. After Mindless Dancer moves to an empty space, via its hunter keyword, resolve its hunter keyword again. So, I don't know what this thing is, but it is screaming through the void, hunting down Rita. Truly horrible. Let's get in on that art, shall we? Yeah, there you go. There we go, and I have to zoom out a bit. Okay. It spawns at the farthest empty space. So I'm going to put it up here. No, I'm going to put it down here. Okay. But that's okay. I think we're almost out of here. He said. Not at all sure. I lose my music? Just checking out my music here. We're almost done, so I'm going to restart. There we go. Okay. Rita can feel the creature before she can see it. Some of the figures out in the mist here have been... Well, none of them have felt particularly malicious, but whatever is coming for her, it seems to disturb the space around it just by existing. It is a being made of energy and flesh, and somehow it is out here in the depths of space. Now, my question is, will I be able to keep my clues when I advance? Probably not. Let's get away from this thing. First action, we're going to move up one location to this cosmos, which is the Hideous Palace. Forced at the end of the round, add clues until it has clues. Okay, so there's always going to be clues which allow you to be able to do the objective, which is investigators at the Hideous Palace may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Beware, investigators who are not there will be killed. Let's do it. I gotta advance. Rita arrives in front of a monumental castle, which towers upward, somehow seeming to reach up and up and up forever. Even though she can see the top of the palace, and even though it doesn't seem that far away, there's an illusion that it stretches up into space. It's a free action to spend a clue to advance, so I'm going to do that. We're going to see what happens. Act 1B, Palace of the Old Ones. Your steed carries you through the entryway of the nightmarish palace, and you are surprised to find the halls inside to be as vast and cavernous as the empty space surrounding it. It is as though the doorway was but the threshold of another universe, as desolate and boundless as the last. Ay, oy. Remove Cosmic Ingress from the game. No problem. That I do not mind doing. Shuffle each location in play, other than Hideous Palace, into the cosmos. Each investigator at those locations is left behind and is killed. Each enemy at those locations is shuffled into the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Ah, but the Mindless Dancer is not at... It's not at one of those locations, it's at empty space. We're gonna have to figure out how this works, because I do not know. We're gonna see how this goes. Well, but that's the thing, Crosshair. I feel like it said, like, beware, you know? Don't do this unless everyone's there, but, like, that'd be so rude. To be like, well, I'm here at the palace. Bye! Also, there are actions on some of the locations that say, you know, this location gets shuffled in and everyone moves to the Hideous Palace, so, like, at least you can get people there PDQ. Pretty damn quick. Okay. Oh, God, it's true. It is. It's fated. Oh, Pete. Pete, where are you? Shuffle. Right, we did that. Each enemy at those locations is shuffled into the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Okay, so I feel like this is discarded because it was not at one of those locations. So it just gets discarded, probably. Take the set aside Court of the Great Old Ones and the top 2 cards of the Cosmos and shuffle them so you cannot tell which is which. Put them into play along with the empty space, as depicted in location placement for Act 2. And then we each draw the top card of the encounter deck. Well, fuck a duck. Why? Oh my god, it's the image on the left, folks. Act 2, so we're starting... Oh my god, we're starting over here. Is that right? Yeah, we need a row... We need a row above I'm gonna shuffle all the cards back into my deck and redraw them for empty space here. Ay yoy. Okay. Woof. The Court of the Great Old Ones. Is it this location? No. Sorry, it's sometimes hard to tell which is which. Ah. Whoa. 6 clues! Oh, I'm not supposed to be able to tell which is which. Well, shit. Whoops. Okay, we're fine. Honestly, I didn't even think I'd make it this far. So we put 3 locations together. It's curious to think there's no duck-based Elder God. I mean, everyone, like, the Elder Gods should be things beyond our comprehension, right? They are the powers that control the universe. So why no duck? You know what I mean? I'm going to place one up here. I'm going to place one down here. And I'm going to place one, which I'm hoping is the place I need to go, right there. And then I fill in the rest with empty space, baby. Which, again, I'm sure hoping is not all the cards that I, like, need. Okay. Ah, Quathulu. He's a spaceman waiting in the sky. Okay, I did that. And then, right, I have to draw the top card of the encounter deck. Great. DuckTales. Woo. Creepy, unfathomable DuckTales. Oh, boy. Okay, all right. Let's draw the top card of the encounter deck. I mean, honestly, how much worse can it get? Here we go. Oh, it's terrible. It's... There's more. There's piping. Ah, the Piper is coming. It has Surge on it. I just put it next to the encounter deck, and I have to draw again because it has Surge. Watcha! It's Ultimate Chaos. Ooh. Well, there's not much to do here. Shoot, did I have a will test this round already? No. I drew the Mindless Dancer. So this, I get +1 will. So I'm 4-4 here, and I have to just take it on the chin. Within the walls of the palace, again, the space and atmosphere around Rita seems to be alive. It's thrumming with energy and power. It ripples, much as the surface of water does, and she feels like she could just reach out, touch the surface of the air, and be through to another universe entirely. It is, in a word, weird. Okay, we have to test this. I'm 4-4. I can't boost my will right now, so I just have to go for it. Oh! If your modified skill value for this test is 0, place a doom on Azathoth. I shouldn't have rejected my fate. It's horrible. By attempting to look away from the chaos, Rita has poked the bear, as it were. She's stirred Azathoth just ever so slightly from their slumber. Woo! Quathulu. Yep, that's right, Crosshair. Let's place a doom and attach this ultimate chaos to Azathoth. And take a damage and a horror, and it gains Surge. 1 damage, 1 horror. The penny in her pocket begins to burn into her thigh. She reaches in, grabs it, and throws it away just in the nick of time. It gains Surge, however. Yee! Oh, it's the Fate of All Fools. I remember the Fate of All Fools. That's okay. The Fate of All Fools, of course, is to die. I have to put it into play in my threat area. So, no big deal. Right now, no big deal. That's what you want Alter Fate for. You want it to take care of Fate of All Fools. Okay, all of that was literally just resolving the act. Act 2A. In Azathoth's domain, your bones shiver violently with the silent, still cold of this empty place. No light penetrates these black halls. No warmth reaches you. No breeze touches your skin. This must be what death feels like, you think morbidly. Again, it's spend X clues to draw the top X cards. I need to spend 2 clues at the Court of the Great Old Ones. Okay, so I have lots of clue-getting cards in my hand, which feels okay. It's true, DJ. The fate of all fools is to be remembered in their foolishness. But can I just quickly, this isn't to brag, but Rita has made it to Act 2. I don't even know how many acts there are or what it means or whatever, but honestly, that's just what I'm going to say here. I'm going to want to recur. I want to use my Look What I Found ASAP so that I can recur it later. So we're just going to test and fail, and hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah. So Rita is searching for anything she can use to get the hell out of here. I'm testing 2 intellect against the 3 shroud of the location. It's a huge fail, but that's okay, because I failed by 3 or less. Whoop. So I'll play this. Whoops. And I'll gain 2 clues from my location, which is pretty good. Crosshair, honestly, one of the tarot cards, if I had had the option, I probably would have taken it. It says, once per act, you can turn a tentacle into a 0. Once per act. Which I was like, how many times is that going to happen? Turns out, if I had had the option, I would have taken it, and it would have been amazing. Okay. Now, the question is, do I spend these clues immediately to move to a new location? And I think the answer is yes. Because if I can get to this middle space, I'll be within striking distance of what I hope is the place I need to go. So let's do it. Last action. It doesn't make any sense at all, but Rita stumbles across a small wooden doorway, which feels much more, I don't know, solid in her hands than anything else in this place. She opens it, and the pit of her stomach just drops out of her. Not literally, but figuratively. As she is now standing at the edge of the palace, looking out into the vastness of space. However, just below her, she has to take a moment to steady herself to look down, but just below her, a gentle sloping path made of stars. Look what I found, which means draw 2 and resolve 1 of them. Okay, this is Dancer's Mist, which connects to the right. And this, oh, hang on. I'm trying not to flip them so I don't lose the clues on them. This says connect below or take 2 damage. And connect to the bottommost revealed location. The bottommost revealed location. Okay, well, there's definitely no revealed location here. So I'm gonna take Dancer's Mist again, which, like, yep. I get to move to it as well, which feels pretty good. Whoop. Yeah, I think so too, Crosshair. These wouldn't count, right? They're not revealed, so yeah, I think so. So it would connect. I guess it would have been, but I would have taken 2 damage, and I don't want to connect to something down here. This is much more central. The path of stars lead off into the distance, and once again, Rita is running as fast as her legs can take her. After you move to Dancer's Mist, remove a resource from the scenario reference card to move to a connecting location. Do I want to do that? It would appear to me that the resources on the card are kind of like, the different locations probably have different instructions that say, like, you know, use a resource to do this or to do that. And I'm going to have to use them at some point because I don't want to waste it, but I only have 1. Do I want to save myself an action right now when I'm not in immediate trouble? But I probably will be very soon. No, I'm going to save it. Okay, so I connected to the right. This is very stressful. Draw a card, gain a resource. It's lucky. Rita is still very lucky, which you'll love to see. The star pathway leads again through A strange mist. There doesn't seem to be that thrum from the creature that was hunting her before, at least, and she can see a location off in the distance where she wants to go. We're up to 3 out of 6 Doom. No, I'm sorry. 4 out of 6 Doom, because there's one on Azathoth. I should have known. Whispered Bargain. This is a peril, so I can't discuss it with anyone. There was the immemorial figure of the deputy or messenger of hidden and terrible powers. You must either place a Doom on Azathoth, or Azathoth attacks you. Now, let's be real. 3 damage and 3 horror. No, we're not taking that. We're not gonna take it. The Whispered Bargain is, oh god, and that puts me 1 away from the freaking, oh god, advancing of the agenda already. And of course, a reminder that if there's 10 or more Doom on Azathoth, the blind idiot god rises from its throne in the ultimate void of chaos and devours the universe. Just a normal Tuesday. A whisper sounds, you get a Doom, you get a Doom, everybody gets a Doom. Inside Rita's head, bouncing around, something like the strange melody of the pipes, comes a whisper. Not human, but in a language that she's somehow able to understand. And it asks her a question. If you had asked her what was the question it asked you, she would be unable to answer. She doesn't really know. What she does know is that she had to make a choice in that moment. And she chose, give me more time. That's pretty good. So I drew my encounter card, so it's back around to me. I need 2 clues. I need to go to the Cosmos. How am I gonna do this? I need more clues. I guess I'm gonna use the key ring and the perception. Ugh. That doesn't feel great. I bet the palace of the court of the old ones? I'm sorry, the court of the great old ones. I bet it also has 3 shrouds, so it probably doesn't matter. If I move to this other Cosmos and it has a lower shroud, then I'll be able to get more clues more easily. So let's do that first. Rita is going to move on. Of course, it's the flight into oblivion. Remove a resource from the scenario reference card to move the flight up here. Switch the empty space with it. That's not very good. But I am going to be able to get this clue now, so that feels good at least. Got what you asked. Yeah, lower shroud, it's true. Rita is once again on these stone steps, and they extend ever upward. I'm just testing 2 to 0. That's good enough. We lose the key from the key ring, but I get the clue. And I think we spend it right away to try to move either up or down. Oh, no. We need to move back to Dancer's Mist and try to go up or down from there, right? Does it make a difference? If it says connect to the right, I'm screwed in both cases. If connect to the left, I'm also screwed in both cases. So I will go back to the mist. The steps continue to extend upward into the sky, and she finds herself back on that starry path. Draw a card, gain a resource. Resourceful. DJ, hit us up. What's the mechanic? Is it based on what we're playing right now? I quite like this. This scenario feels very cool. You know, it's like, you know, the idea of like flying through empty space and like guessing it where you need to go. It's so swingy. I've now guessed wrong twice, but like that doesn't surprise me at all. It's so swingy, right? How are you supposed to... If you had multiple investigators, you could at least like spread off in different directions. I mean, theoretically. Upkeep. I did my upkeep. Move back to the mythos phase. Ah, yes, and of course, we're advancing the agenda because of the Doom on Azathoth. So, That's not very good. Agenda 2B, gnawing hungrily. Each cultist enemy commits suicide, discard them, and move the doom. Okay, that's fine. The lead investigator must search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Demonic Piping and draw it. Now that is very bad news. And I'll tell you why momentarily. Surge. So I'm going to immediately pre-draw myself another encounter card. Otherwise, put Demonic Piping. If there are 3 copies of Demonic Piping in play, discard them and spawn the Piper of Azathoth, engaged with its prey. Now, thankfully, of course, I think it's back around to me after this, so I'll be able to at least figure out what I need to do. Oh my god, it's a monster! Oh, right, this was the thing where last scenario I was like, I don't have time! A story-led mechanic where before drawing a resource, the player states their preference, oops, sorry, and if they get what they said they want... Cool, DJ. So the idea is like you have a set of options and you choose the one you want. But then if you draw that thing that you want, you get a bad stuff token or whatever. Wouldn't you just lie about what you wanted then? Mystery. Oh, maybe you wouldn't know in advance, I suppose. Okay. Let's talk. This is the Piper of Azathoth, a 5/7/2 elite enemy who preys on the least remaining sanity. That's me. It's an alert hunter with retaliate. When the enemy phase ends, the Piper attacks each investigator it is not engaged with at its location, regardless of whether it is ready or exhausted. Time to decorate some asses with doom. So the game plan, the game plan is to get away from this horrible thing, get a new location, and just run. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get clues. Ah, perfect, Jordan J. I'm glad someone's got their bedazzling gun at the ready. Now, of course, it had Surge, so let us draw our next encounter card here. This is a World in Darkness, which is End Times, if there is no Doom on Azathoth. Otherwise, for each Doom on Azathoth, choose. Lose a resource, choose and discard a card from your hand, take a damage, take a horror. I will lose 2 resources because there is 2 Doom. That is fine. It's the End Times. DJ is correct. Always remember to Doom responsibly. A feeling of hopelessness descends on Rita as she realizes she is indeed alone, far from her family, far from those she loves, far from her track team, far from Miskatonic University, far from Arkham. In this place at the end of the universe, she is beset on all sides by monsters that want nothing more than to end everything, all of existence. In this oblivion outside time, nothing is as it should be. The mist dances and churns around you. Laughter mocks you from beyond, and out of the dark nebulae emerges a familiar wraith, a being which should long be dead. Ah! Check the campaign log. If Worn Crucifix is listed under Mementos Discovered, it is not. The Wraith attacks you. Test Will 4. Each investigator that fails takes a damage and a horror. Well, I don't have any... I have 4 willpower because of my Hierophant. This tarot card has definitely helped, which is real good. So I'm just going to test it on the nose. 4 to 4. -3. So a lucky wouldn't even help. Double lucky? Not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm just taking the damage and the horror. Oof! The Wraith attacks. It's not going to be there. Go on. Check. Well, what a shame. The Wraith attacks before moving off into the darkness. Rita staggers back, almost into the waiting arms of the creature that took Pete. Agenda 3A, the final countdown. That leering, tittering Shantak coursed on impetuous and relentless, flapping its great slippery wings in malignant joy, and headed for those unhallowed pits, whither no dreams reach. Oh, no, it's the final countdown. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking Darude. It's the final countdown. Obviously, it's one of my favorite songs because it's Job's magic song from Arrested Development as well, which is always good times. Each oh, that's what it is, Crosshair. I saw your name and I thought of Darude's Sandstorm. Each location is connected to each location adjacent to it. Fine. Do not remove doom from enemies when the agenda advances. Beware, the scenario will not end when this agenda advances, but the doom of the world will be close at hand. Oh my god. Okay. So, I placed my doom, I advanced my agenda, it was all terrible, and now we draw an encounter card. It's a world in darkness again. Let's lose 2 more resources. Shall we? Is that right? Oh, I can't take a horror. Doom. Doom. Okay. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. The game plan is to break and enter. Which will hopefully get us a clue here. Oh, Doom Guy deck. Probably want to play Mark Harrigan the Soldier. I feel like he's the most militaristic. Nice. That'd be great. Or a character that can just, like, remove Doom. That seems pretty good, too. Or maybe just the cutest little, like, doggo. Okay. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Perfect. Oh, I see what you mean. Just make a carrot. Oh, I see. Okay. Here's the deal. With this beast bearing down upon her, horrendous music echoing from its various orifices, Rita needs to get out of here. She's looking around hopelessly for any escape. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play Breaking and Entering, which allows me to investigate, adding my agility, so I'd be 7 to 3. If you succeed by 2 or more, automatically evade an enemy at this location. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to commit Resourceful, because it has a book icon. So that's 8 to 3, and I'm hoping to automatically evade the Piper and get a clue at the same time. Oh. What are we breaking and entering into? We're in the mist in the middle of space. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Let's draw our token. Okay, big success. So we automatically evade the Piper. I'm going to choose to put a damage on it. Resourceful fires, which I am going to get back the keyring. No, I'm going to take back Look What I Found. Yeah, definitely going to take that back. And then I get a clue from this location. Okay. Oh, there should be clues there. Whoops. Not Doom, you dummy. Doom dummy. There should be clues on the palace. Okay. So, now, another important question. Do I spend 2 clues to draw the top 2 cards and hopefully guarantee something that I want? Because if I draw a mist, nothing happens. I can't pay for it. If I draw 2 clues, I'll be able to look what I found. Best push all the way, might die soon. Thanks, Crosshair, but also very true. I'm going to spend 2 clues. Oh, sorry, that was my first action. My second action will be to spend 2 clues. Take the top 2 cards here. Choose one and move to it. This is Dancer's Mist, so less good, because I'd have to spend resources I don't have, so I have to choose this one. Flight into Oblivion. Connect above. Okay, that's fine. I'll connect it above. And whoops. Taking the whole friggin' card back to my deck here. And I get to move to it. Rita sees the creature coming towards her, and in a last-ditch effort to get away before it manages to grasp her, she leaps off into the void, landing nimbly on a step that maybe she knew was there, but maybe she didn't, and continues her mad rush upwards. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. This goes back into the Cosmos deck. I can spend an action to move it upward, but I can't because there's already a location there. So I'm just... Do I investigate and try to... Oh, I don't have enough resources. I'm going to move again. Hey, it's the Court of the Great Old Ones. It's so... I agree with you, Crosshair. So anime. Hey, this is the... Oh my god, I was here in Scenario 3. This is the location where Rita died. This is the Court of the Great Old Ones that Rita, as soon as she gets to the top of the stone stairs, she recognizes this place instantly. This is one of the many locations that she traveled to through the walls of Kazuya's home, through time, through space. She realizes now that of course she was going to end up there. It was foretold that she would be here. Okay. It has 4 shroud, unfortunately, and I need 2 clues. But I'll be able to grab 2 clues next turn, is the hope. So, enemy phase, nothing happens. Upkeep, we draw a card. I already gained my resource. And we ready the Piper of Azathoth. Have you been cursed at work and it wasn't your fault? Settle your claim at the Court of the Great Old Ones. Hi. Hi, I'm Azathoth. I'm one of the lawyers here at Court of the Great Old Ones. I studied for many years to get you the settlement you deserve. Have you been driven insane by the forces of the mythos? We can help with that. Call 1-800. Call 1-800-2-HASTUR. This is going to be a much less roleplay and storytelling heavy stream. I can tell you all that right away. Okay, we're feeling good. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Okay. Back to the mythos phase. Music still? Yes. Good. Turn that music up just a little tiny bit. Welcome to Azathoth, Cthulhu, and Hastur. We will shove the Foom to the courts. Doom goes on the agenda. Rita's looking around. The Court of the Great Old Ones appears to be a disk of stone floating in space, surrounded by, presumably, place for the Ancient Ones to meet and, I don't know, discuss what they're going to do with creation. Doesn't seem to be anything here, but perhaps it's just beyond her comprehension. Let's draw an encounter card and just, hope we don't die. Oh, it's an Acolyte! Acolyte spawns at any empty location. That sucks. We know now that when they die, they move their doom. They move their doom to other, to Azathoth. But I really don't want... I could go back and get him and then come back, but it's such a waste. It's such a waste, I need to just move on. Sucks. Ugh. Okay. So the game plan here is to fail. So I can grab 2 clues and then advance. And get rid of the Piper. Actually, I do kind of have the time. The Piper's not going to get to me right away. I could go back and evade and move back. But then if I don't succeed, he'll catch up to me, and 2 horror is not okay. Yeah, Pete is out there in the cosmos for sure, I can tell. So I just need to go for it. Yeah, I just need to go for it. Rita is, again, frantically searching for anything. She's lifting up stone tablets. She's looking under what seem to be absolutely... She thinks there's some sort of obelisks until she realizes a slight angle at the top, and she realizes they're essentially podiums for creatures to speak at. I'm going to investigate. I have 2 intellect against the 4 shroud of this location. +1. That's still a fail, but it's a fail by 3 or less, so I'm going to look what I've found and grab 2 clues off this location. Boop, boop. Fail forward, fail forward! Inside one of these podiums. Notes. Notes from the Silver Twilight Lodge, notes from Gilman's journal, notes from Keziah's home. As Rita continues to pull them out more and more frantically, she eventually finds a note of hers from university. It's a note she passed to one of her friends. They were passing notes back and forth about who were the hottest boys on campus. And at the top, she had written Pete S, and circled it and drew in a little heart. She looked at it again in this moment, and just a tear rolls down her cheek. I still have 2 actions left. Let's spend these clues and get the hell out of here. Right? 2 clues? Investigators at the Court of the Old Ones may spend 2 clues. Let's do it. Act 2B, Nucleus of the Universe. This is going to be bad. The winged creature lands on a winding walkway of black stone, extending into a ceaseless horizon of pitched void. It takes some prodding and encouragement before your steed continues onward. Even the most dreadful of beasts are terrified of this place. Spinny, spinny, dance, dance. Well, that's an old one. Even the most dreadful beasts are terrified of this place, it seems. Yet still, you can hear the mindless chanting of those who dwell closest to the Daemon Sultan, the maddening whining of the pipers, the monotonous drum beats which thrum endlessly in your mind. Remove the Hideous Palace from the game. I would be happy to. Shuffle each location other than the Court of the Great Old Ones into the cosmos. Everyone who's there is left behind and killed. Enemies at those locations are shuffled into the top 5 cards. Haha! So the doom actually goes away, as does the damage on the Piper. And now, actually, that's super bad, because now the top 5 cards of the encounter deck, there's now 2 enemies in them, at least. Okay. Right, and then I remove the... So this is the fun part, folks. Obviously, this is the part where I have to reset the whole board, like, multiple times. I'm going to put my empty space cards back in my deck, and I redraw them, and whatever. Replace... Yeah, go grab a drink, folks. We'll be back. Replace the Hideous Palace with the even more Hideous Palace. Replace the Court of the Great Old Ones with the contentious litigation of the Old Ones. Take the set aside... The Black... Oh, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go over here and look at where we're starting. Okay, the Court of the Great Old Ones goes middle left, which is here. There's going to be more clues on it at the end of the round, but not for now. Right. Take the the Black of Throne and the top 3 cards of the Cosmos and shuffle them so you cannot tell which is which. That's the Black Throne. Here they come. Once again, we do not know. Welcome back, Crosshair. I'm still setting up. I'm putting the Black Throne and 3 other locations into play randomly. Okay. It's like a weird little puzzle. One goes here, one goes over here, one goes down here, I think. One goes over here. Let's just check. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm going to form the empty space around my character first. I think that's going to make more sense. Yeah, there we go. Whoa. It's like my whole deck. Brr. Okay. And of course, in player order, each investigator draws the top card of the encounter deck. Here at the Court of the Great Old Ones, having found this note, Rita is defeated, almost. This note, how did it end up here? What is it that they're trying to say? Who is trying to get to her? Draw the top card of the encounter deck. It's Terror in the Night. This one's actually okay. Test... I shouldn't say that. I actually haven't... These haven't gone off yet, so that's actually pretty good. Test Will 4. If you fail, put it next to the agenda deck. I have 4 Will because of my... Do I have 4 Will? Yes, the last treachery I drew was A World in Darkness. Yeah. I have 4 Will because of the Hierophant, so let's test 4 to 4. Skull. Half the doom on Azathoth to a minimum of 2. Okay, so -2. That's fine. I failed. Terror in the Night. Darkwing Duck? Okay. Who are Huey, Dewey, and Louie? Well, okay, no, never mind. Clearly, Huey, Dewey, and Louie are Cthulhu, Aster, and Azathoth. Oh, that's fine. I failed. I mean, honestly, Crosshair, the fact that I'm still alive without Pete Sylvester is this is what Paximo was saying. Rita's drawn a line in the sand, and with or without Pete, she's going to move forward. I can't believe how many clues I've managed to score off locations. Okay, so we drew the top card. It didn't gain Surge. That's fine. Act 3A. What must be done? You are close now. You can feel the churning and twisting of eons of emptiness around you. Here, in the nucleus of all things, ? The very center of chaos itself. Your objective and your ultimate fate lie at hand. If the lead investigator is at the Black Throne and there are no clues on it, advance. That's going to be hard. That's going to be really hard. Draw the top X cards. Okay, that's going to be really challenging. Okay, well, I need clues. I guess we're going to go in, live and learn, perception, just try to... Yeah. Oh, I don't have any resources, so I'll take a resource so I can at least fire lucky if I have to. The world has shifted around Rita, and she knows... Oh, that's the story, isn't it? This is Rita's story. This is when you sort of get to see her as the solo hero. Ah, when Pete returns, it's a new dynamic. Ah, yeah, sure, Crosshair. My deck has 13 cards remaining. Classic 13. The encounter deck has 16 cards remaining. Oh. Tick-tock. Well, when I run out of cards, I get to reshuffle them. I get to shuffle them back in. Take a horror. Doesn't feel very good. And there's 2 Doom on Azathoth of 10, so it says. I think Paximo's right, though. This is the moment, you know, for me, the story has been about, you know, Rita calling BS on her destiny and, like, realizing that maybe coming to terms with the fact that there are forces that are sort of like, whoa. Yikes. Right, sorry, universe. Wait, why, Crosshair? What's... Oh, 1 turn out of 15. Oh my god. Yeah, probably, eh? Oh, right. If there's 3 copies of this thing that says... Yeah. I think Paximo's right, though. This whole story has been Rita kind of, like, rejecting her fate and, like, coming to terms with it, but also leaning really heavily on, like, you know, the big broad-shouldered youth, the dude, and finding romance there. And I think it's real, but this is the moment where she can sort of shine on her own. Now, obviously, now I'm going to draw Pete Sylvester. Okay, we're going to investigate. I'm 2 to 4. And then my plan is live and learn, perception, lucky, whatever, get her done. Get a clue. Get 1 clue. Here we go. Okay. That's a tentacle. Play after a skill test you failed ends. Live and learn. I now have 4 intellect. I'm going to commit perception. This is a -4, which would take me down to 2. So I'm going to play lucky and succeed. My modified skill value is not 0. No doom. I draw a card from perception. That's a good... I used a lot of resources on that test for a single paltry clue. But you know what? We have to take what we can get. At the end of the round, clues go back on the palace. No enemies. Although they're obviously in the top, like, 2 cards of the encounter deck. Draw a card, gain a resource. Track shoes? Track shoes would be really good if I could play them. Rita knows what she has to do. Let's go. We're at 2 Doom on the agenda, 2 on Azathoth. That's 4 out of 8. Draw an encounter card. Just meet our fate. Here it comes. It's Ultimate Chaos! Oh, shit! Okay. Test Will 4. If you fail, it goes next to Azathoth. If you fail by 2 or more, take some damage and some horror. If you fail by 3 or more, gain Surge. I don't like that. If there are all 3 copies, they get discarded and the doom goes on Azathoth. Here it is. I need to pass this. How are we going to pass this, you ask? Well, Anakazlo's Blessing gives us a little mental fortitude against the chaos, and of course I am unexpectedly courageous. Which gives me another 2 wild icons. I am 6. No, thankfully, Crosshair, it says discard them and either place 1 doom on Azathoth or Azathoth attacks each player in player order. Honestly, like 3 and 3, I don't think that would be fair. If the card was like, well, no, a lot of the cards seem to say place a doom or it attacks you, and you're like 3 and 3. There are certain characters that have access to a lot of like soak and things, so it wouldn't be quite so bad. Just sending a quick message, folks, but we're doing well. Oh, as I contemplate my fate. Okay. I have 6 will, because, of course, Rita is courageous. Test 6 to 4. Success. That is actually really good news. How often are you unexpectedly courageous? Frequently. How often are you unexpectedly courageous? Never? Rarely? Sometimes? Frequently? Or literally all the time? So I passed. Ultimate Chaos is discarded. Azathoth slumbers. For now. Does not gain Surge. Nothing happens. Investigation phase. Okay. I have a single clue. There's no way I'm going to get another one. So I have to just... I have to go look for more cards that'll give me abilities to do things here. So I think what I'm going to do is spend the clue, and hopefully it doesn't say, like, connect left or some bullshit. Let's draw this card as Rita sets off into the depths of the cosmos. Hey, it's the flight into oblivion. Whoop. That's fine, that's okay. Remove a resource from the scenario reference card to move the placement of flight once upward. Well, that would put me next to this cosmos, but then what if that cosmos... I'm wondering if I should just use it. It's an action. What am I doing on... Okay. It's an action. And it would leave me out of locations, which kind of sucks. I would have to place a location like... Oh, actually, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to. Remove a resource to move the placement once upward, placing an empty space in the spot it previously occupied. I'm not actually sure. I'm wondering if I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it, Crosshair, eh? Right, it means more that, like, you can take a space occupied by empty space. Okay, so in fact, I'm here now, and there's not a heck of a lot I can do. That does make sense to me. I could just test twice, 2 to 2. Or I could take some resources and get my track shoes down. If I take resources, what would that help me with? It would help me if I want to play Pete. It'd help me for Lucky. It'd help me maybe... I'm just thinking about what I've lost here. I have both my resourcefuls in the bin, so I want to cycle my deck, actually. So what I'm going to do is draw a card. Rita is once again here thinking about what she needs to do. Draw a card, gain a resource, because then in the upkeep phase, I will draw a card and gain a resource. Okay, the Ornate Bow, and not without a fight. This is, I'm pretty sure this is Rita on this card as well, which, like, look at that. Oh, maybe, no, you know what, that might be, there's a mechanic character as well. who she seems to be brandishing a pipe wrench. So I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, not the best card, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, I tend to agree with the crosshair on this one here. Let's see. Okay. Back into the mythos phase. Rita is again staring outward into oblivion, realizing she's hit sort of a bit of a dead end, turning around and seeing the million or so. Well, that's a card. Pretty much, crosshair. Pretty much. There's something about her reaching down back towards where she came and realizing she's probably gonna have to go that way, but perhaps, just perhaps, there's a way around it. Doom on the agenda. That's 3 + 2 is 5 out of 8. Draw an encounter card. It's the Wizard of the Order, who spawns at any empty location and has Retaliate. At the end of the Mythos phase, place a Doom on Wizard of the Order. That sucks. Which is now, of course. What I definitely need to do... Sorry, folks. Just wanted to make sure that I thought there was someone outside our house. So I was just taking a little look-see. Not to be creepy about it. He said creepily. Okay. So, there's a Wizard of the Order there, which is accelerating the Doom clock. Ideally, I would get over outside the house, in the closet, under the desk. No, Chardon J. Calm down. It's fine. It's fine. Calm down. No, you get out from under the desk. What are you doing under there? Get out of there. Nowhere is safe. Exactly. Ooh, there's invisible wall behind me. Ooh. Ideally, I would find a way to get this clue, move over, move up into this thing, and start killing this dude, as it were. But the likelihood of... Oh, I have a lucky. I could use that to score the clue. But then what? It's never going to connect right. Actually, I should just make sure I can't. I just want to make sure that I can't do this here. Might makes right. Let's see. Above would be placed above. To the right. Okay, that's fine. A new location cannot enter play in a position already occupied by a location. Fine. If the location's connections impossible, it goes back. Cosmos instructions are only from the Cosmos. Empty space. Empty space is not a location. A location can enter play in a position occupied by empty space. Should this happen? Oh, a location can enter play in a position occupied by empty space. Not that it must enter play. Should this happen, empty space is shuffled back into its... Now that's interesting. Yeah, you're right, Crosshair. What would screw me over is not being able to move my card up here, so I need to just assume that I can't do that. I'm thinking about the in Carcosa, there was that scenario that took place in the catacombs, right? And it had like and yeah, it had all sorts of you could connect sort of like in, you know, orthogonally, like left, right, up, down, but there was no maximum. You could just kind of keep connecting as far as you wanted. I'm wondering if it's the same thing here, but I have to just assume that it's not. If I use this and get lucky, the lucky clue, I would, I guess, hope to connect it here. Seems unlikely, though. I'm never going to be able to do this. Let's party. Play when you would fail a skill test. Well, some zeros and things in the deck, right? Okay. Let's say, okay, 2 intellect against the 2 shroud of this location. Let's do it. knew that was going to happen. If your modified skill value is 0, place a doom on Azathoth. Ooh, creepy. Oof, we're up to 3 doom on Azathoth. Feels really bad. Now, why would you call for a Dancer card, Crosshair? What is that all about? Okay. I guess I need to try that again, right? Not feel very good here either. Oh, Dancing Mist, that's right. Or Dancer's Mist or whatever. I still need the clue from this location, though, so let's go again. Play when you would fail. Oh, but it reduces its 0. It doesn't matter. I mean, honestly. And let's get a 0. Oh, no. So bad. Oh. Okay, well, I've definitely screwed myself over. Yeah, that's that. Move back into Upkeep. Rita is essentially just beating her head against the wall, metaphorically speaking, trying to figure out how she can get out of here, how she can move on and find a place where she can go, find somewhere. Yeah. Doom goes on the agenda, but I think that's it. Already? No. There's 4 on Azathoth. Yeah, 4 on Azathoth, 4 on the... Oof. Azathoth stirs. Each cultist enemy commits suicide. Move the doom from it to Azathoth. Blah. The lead investigator must search the encounter deck and discard pile for a copy of Demonic Piping. Okay. It has Surge. I forgot there's like all this stuff that happens. Just disgusting. An Acolyte. Spawns at any empty location. I'll put it here. Put a doom on it. Sure, why not? Why the heck not? There is no longer an agenda deck. But the scenario is not over. Until the end of the scenario, doom that would be placed on the current agenda is instead placed on Azathoth, and all doom in play is considered to be on Azathoth. Okay, so he's up to 6. Out of, I think, 10. You come across another circle of Azathoth's worshippers, led by a hooded, shapeless form which holds an ancient lantern high above its head. The lantern's dim gray light scarcely pierces the realm's darkness. Somehow the phantom is familiar to you. Some vague sense of kinship drives you onward. If the corn husk doll is listed under mementos, otherwise the creature barely notices you and the circle resumes its chanting. Okay, so there's no longer an agenda deck. However, doom that would be placed on the agenda, which I assume includes every mythos phase, is instead placed on Azathoth. So that is that. Well, Crosshair, what I'd like to do then, I'm going to keep where I'm at now, but there's an action on this location to use my 1 scenario card resource to move this location up, and then it'll get me here. And if this happens to be the Black Throne, like, you know, the luck would be well with me here, and then I could take out the Acolyte, blah, blah, blah. I am screwed otherwise. Yeah, there you go, exactly. I did both. Okay, did I just draw an encounter card or not? What just happened? I am very confused. I just drew an Acolyte. Oh my god. That advanced the agenda, so no, I haven't drawn one yet. Let's do it. You were reading the new scenario, thank you. Oh, this is the Mindless Dancer. Now it's back. It spawns at the furthest empty space, which is here. Okay. It can hunt through 2 empty spaces at once. It does 2 damage in a horror. I guess I'm just gonna keep evading it. Trying to kill it off. Oh, maybe I can shoot it with the bow. Maybe, Scott. It doesn't matter right now. Maybe you're just absolutely screwed. 1 action and a resource to move the flight up. Rita conjures pure strength and power from somewhere deep within her. She's not a spellcaster, but she's able to move the stairs, and they fly upwards into the sky, closer and closer to the chanting enemy that she's heard a few times. Second action, let's move to this space. Oh my god, what is it? It's the Black Throne. Now that is wild. The ultimate knighted throne of the demon Azathoth in the formless central void. That was a 1 out of 4 shot, folks. Okay, it's 1 shroud. It has 2 clues. It says the Black Throne gets plus X shroud. X is half of the doom on Azathoth rounded up. There's currently 6, so plus 3. Haunted. Either place a doom or Azathoth attacks you. Okay, so I can't fail. Or I could fail with the right card in hand. But first things first, this Acolyte is going to reach out and try to attack me here, so I need to deal with him first. I'm going to evade him. Yeah, I'm just going to evade him. Straight up. I have 5. I'm going to commit not without a fight. It has 2 agility icons, so I'm 7-2. Motherfucker. Like, honestly. In the enemy phase, the Acolyte hits me for a damage. And then in upkeep, it readies and re-engages me. Draw a card, gain a resource. I mean, honestly. This is about as good as I was hoping to do. So, well, sorry, this is definitely at the end of how well I was hoping to do. Let's go back to the mythos phase. Doom goes not on the agenda, but on Azathoth itself. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it here instead, so we can see its art in all its glory. 6, 7, because of the thing that I'm engaged with here. Draw an encounter card from the deck. Terror in the Night. Test will 4. If you fail, put it next to the agenda deck. I'm gonna commit Take Heart because I might be terrified, but I can at least take heart knowing that there's something at the end of the road for me, and it is this place, the Black Throne. I've made it this far, just a little further, she thinks to herself. I have 4 will because of the Hierophant, so I'm testing 4 to 4 with a Take Heart committed. Fail, but Take Heart fires, which is good. It goes next to the agenda deck. I mean, I am in so much trouble here. But I draw 2 cards and gain 2 resources. Alter Fate. Choose and discard from play a non-weakness treachery that is not attached to an elite enemy. Well, that's... It's either one of these Terrors in the Night or one of these Ultimate Chaoses, right? Weirdly enough, I might actually deal with the... I might get rid of one of these Terrors in the Night. The 3rd Chaos is in the discard pile. Yeah. I don't really care about the Fate of All Fools. I'm going to discard one of the Terrors in the Night. Ah, yes. Very much so. Good point, Crosshair. Terror in the Night is put into play next to the agenda deck, rather than, like, attached to Azathoth. Ultimate Chaos is, though, so you're right. I wouldn't be able to discard one of those, that's for sure. Demonic Piping, similarly, is... It's, like, they should be up here somewhere, you know? Anyway, I'm discarding one of them. Yay! I'm doing it! You can't stop me! Okay. You can't stop me, Crosshair. Okay. First things very much first, we have to evade this freaking Acolyte. I'm gonna commit a Shoes to be 6-2. Good enough. Doom goes away. I put a damage on it because I evaded it. Done. Awesome. Okay. Now what? Now, if the lead investigator is at the Black Throne and there are no clues on it, advance. The Black Throne has +3 Shroud, Haunted. Either place a doom on Azathoth or Azathoth attacks you. My only hope is to get both clues at the same time. Right? It's my only hope. I can't afford to trigger the Haunted multiple times. Yeah, but it has 4 Shroud. Like, there's just no way. I'm just not going to get it, because I have a Lucky, but I'd still need to draw a 0 to pass, which is just not going to happen. My best hope is this card, which is in my discard pile. And my Resourcefuls are in the bin. What else could I get back? Do I have any other clue tech? My keys are in the bin. My breaking and entering is in the bin. Whoops, sorry, that was the wrong button. I was looking here. Keys are in the bin. Breaking and entering's in the bin. Well, I'm definitely going to put down the bow. Because, you know, enemies and stuff. Oh, in fact, actually, yeah, enemies are coming for me pretty soon. Oh, boy. I don't know what to do. Oh, sorry, that was my second action, was the bow. If I failed, I could draw 2 and gain 2 from Take Heart and be that much closer, but then I'd have to put a Doom on him and another one next turn, and it's just not... I guess you're right, Crosshair? It has a Haunted effect, which means if I fail, I have to put a Doom or take 2 or take an attack, which I can't because I'll die. But I think I have to. I want Take Heart to fire anyway. So yeah, I'm going to commit Take Heart to this test. I am 2 to 4. If I draw a 0, I'll lucky it and pass it, and then we'll have one of the 2 clues and we'll be... not great, but you know what I mean? We'll be doing okay. Yeah. 2 to 4. Oh! This is a +2. I mean, honestly. So Take Heart does not fire, but I get one of the 2 clues. We're close, folks. And I know that we're, like... Rita's just like, you know, it's just beyond her fingertips is the edge of the throne, and she's just not going to be able to make it in time. Because in the enemy phase, the Mindless Dancer hunts to an empty space, and then it can resolve its hunter keyword again. I'll hunt up here. Sorry, that's not very clear where it is. I'll put it there. And then the upkeep phase. We ready all of our cards. We draw a card and we gain a resource. Let's live and learn. Rita taking charge of the story now, baby. Yeah, it's true, Paximo. It's not about me anymore, is it? Doom goes on Azathoth, which I believe means now... Let me think about this for a moment. There's now 7 Doom on Azathoth. Yeah, which means... the Shroud is now 5. Oh, I mean, honestly, I just... Drawing a counter card here. Ah, a classic. It's the Piper. Okay, all right, well, you know, live and learn, right? This is the Piper of Azathoth. He's a very scary boy. Oh, boy. I like to imagine, like, I know it's supposed to be scarier than this, but I'm imagining someone with, like, a clarinet being like, you know what I mean? Just, like, running after. Someone's running after Rita, and she's like, get away from me. What is wrong with you? It's just pure. Sometimes chaos is funny. Okay, my first action has to be to evade. I have a bow. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. It has 7. So what's the plan? Get a clue? That's the plan, Crosshair. The plan is get rid of the track shoes to evade. So I'm 6 to 2. Skull? Half the Doom on Azathoth rounded up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's still a success. Oh my god. Okay. Evade. Put a damage on him. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm definitely dead. Yakety sax. Just running around the Black Throne. the ultimate knighted throne of the demon Azathoth in the formless central void. Like, it's just... Okay. Okay. So, it once again has come down to this. Have I run out of music? I think I have. I'm putting the music back on. Once again... Yeah, well, Crosshair, I'm a little worried. There might be weaknesses in my deck, and I'm pretty sure I don't have any other cards that might help. Okay, no, actually, that's not true. I have another Perception that's either in my deck or on the board. Now, I could be kind of cheap and search my deck to see what there is, but I'm not going to do that because I feel like there's probably a weakness. Yeah, okay, yes, here's the plan. We draw a card. If it's an enemy, it doesn't matter. We're dead anyway. Right? Like, that's the game plan. We draw a card. Hopefully it has an intellect icon. We go in hot. We fail. We live and learn. We commit our intellect icon if there is one. And then we lucky. And we win. Rita is here before the Black Throne, and she is weeping. Draw a card. Oh my god! It's Perception. I mean, if I went back and watched some of my old Doomed episodes recently, and like, there's definitely some, no, oh, Sab, the Benny Hill theme is, the Yakety Sax is very important here, okay? And we're not searching the deck, no. I drew the card I needed, RNG. The RNG for the RNG gods. There's definitely been some pretty wild plays in previous Doomed campaigns, specifically before I was streaming them live. I was recording them, Sunday mornings. I'd like record a couple episodes back to back and, have a cup of coffee. It was a good time. But there's something a bit less intense about streaming it on one's own. Yeah, okay. Guaranteed Crosshair. So, okay. Mechanically speaking, the plan is investigate, fail. Because I fail, I have to either get attacked, which would kill me, or put a Doom on Azathoth, which I would do. Then it would have a Shroud of 5, and I would be investigating for 6 with Perception. Oh, that's the plan. I can't believe this. We're going to investigate. I am 2 to 5. Actually, you know what? If I Elder Sign, I can just lucky and pass. But that's not going to happen, right? No, it's 10, Crosshair. Thank goodness. If there's 10 or more Doom on Azathoth. I mean, this is just 2 to 5. Click. Okay, very bad news. Really bad news. The modified skill value is 0, so I have to place a Doom on Azzy. I also failed, which means I have to place a Doom on Azathoth or it attacks me, so I'm going to place another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I'm going to live and learn. Let's talk about what might be happening here. I don't even know if Rita knows, like, who Azathoth is or, like, what sits upon the Black Throne. She's just there, She's just doing her best to survive in a world that seems to want to destroy her at every turn. And yes, that is a bit of a political statement. She's trying to figure out moment to moment how to get away from the creatures that are pursuing her, how to, how to move towards the creature here, which is now thundering the universe. It's shaking, and it's almost awake. Correct, Crosshair. If somehow neither of those occasions happen, which they will, but, like, if one of those things doesn't happen, I would then take 2 horror from the Piper, I'd get attacked by the Mindless Dancer, I would just get eaten by monsters as well, but you're right. Fail, place a Doom, R1. Succeed, get the clue, pass. So, We're living and learning. I have 2 intellect, 2 with live and learn, 6 with perception. Yeah, Osab, I feel you. I mean, I will say, Osab, like, I've played quite a bit of this game now on stream especially, and it really, it's scenario to scenario. It's not all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's not all the time that it's quite so swingy, but this game in particular, I can't believe it's come down to this, the last draw. Just like last scenario too, same thing. Comes down to the last draw. Okay, the Shroud is 1 plus X. X is half of the Doom on Azathoth. Half the Doom is 5, so it's 6 Shroud. I have 6 intellect. I can even go down to a -2 crosshair, I think, because then I can lucky out of it. Yeah, I think it's about half and half. Okay, folks, I guess wish me luck here. I don't even know. I've got my bow. Rita's like ready to play. 6 to 6. I'm pulling the token. Are we ready? This is for the fate of the universe, people. I can't believe this Saturday night has come down to this. I'm so excited. Just pull the token already. Click. That makes so much sense to me that happened. Now, my modified skill value wouldn't be 0, so I wouldn't have to put a Doom there, but I had 6 intellect -4, it's 2. I can lucky up to 4, but that's not enough. We fail. We place a Doom on Azathoth. And the blind idiot god rises from its throne in the ultimate void of chaos and devours the universe. We did cross it. It was so close, too. Let's read R1. The primal chaos awakens. Its hunger is unbearable. It unhinges its cosmic jaw. The maw opens wide. The universe is silenced. Eons pass. All is still. At the center of the empty cosmos, the blind idiot god is lulled to sleep once more. It dreams. Within its dream, a burst of cosmic energy expands outward in all directions. A universe is born. Nebulae collapse and become stars. New worlds are forged and new beings evolve to inhabit them. Inevitably, one learns of Azathoth. Its worship grows. In the end, all will succumb to madness or join you in oblivion. For in the grand scheme of fate, we are but specks of dust adrift in the ether, living only by the whim of an uncaring cosmos. God damn. In your campaign log, record Azathoth devoured the universe. I mean, what an ending. Each investigator is killed. Flip. The investigators lose. In theory. Rita, draws her bow and fires up into the maw of this creature, but it is larger than her. It's larger than anything. Somehow her consciousness has survived, drifting through the emptiness of space. She's still out there, floating. And she hopes one day, because it is infinity after all, eventually one day, she'll be able to meet up with Pete again and tell him all about her grand adventure. And they'll be together again. Check the campaign log. In order, read each of the following entries, only if the investigators won. Never mind. Oh, do not read unless you are being hunted. I don't think that's a thing. And then that's it. Design and credits. Well, damn. It was a wonderful story. I mean, okay, I have to say a couple of things, obviously. First, a big thanks to everyone who's been watching these past 8+ weeks. PETA shall ride or drift together again. We'll see them again, don't you worry. It's been many weeks now that I've been playing this campaign. From prologue with Jerome David, through the forest, all the way through the Silver Twilight Lodge, and on to the graveyard and out to the cosmos. It's been a wild ride. Mechanically speaking, I knew what I was signing up for. This campaign features a lot of willpower tests, and it features a mechanic where if you fail an investigate check, something bad happens to you. Rita is average or worse at both of those things. She's really good at getting away from people, which has helped a lot. But in this case, I knew what I was signing up for, mechanically speaking. The fact that a couple scenarios came down to do or die, really cool. Really cool. And so I count this campaign as a huge success. Great story for Rita, all sorts of cool stuff. So I call this a big check mark in my book. I'm also going to just thank each and every one of you, the viewers. If you're on YouTube, thanks. And if you're here in the chat, thank you. It's really cool to be able to play with people watching, giving suggestions on story, and sort of coming along on the ride with me. It's good for me, too, because I get to try to improvise, like, reasons for things happening. Although this scenario was a lot more like, you know. I'm not sure when Doomed will restart. I'd love for it to be soon. I, in fact, have 2 things lined up. The next official campaign, The Dream Eaters, is in 2 parts. One part involves the dreaming world, the other, the waking world. And I've already got investigators and decks more or less picked out for both of them. They're going to be lovers, which I feel like Paximo's going to be big into. But they might not ever meet up. Who knows? I've got that picked out and kind of like ready to get started at some point. It's like an interconnected campaign, really cool stuff. But I also have a special event coming up with the Crosshair, which I will tease only by saying if you liked this scenario that took place in space, you might just love what we have cooking up. Stay tuned to the Discord, of course, for information on what's going to happen next, because who knows? Me? That's right, Paximo, you! Yeah, stay tuned to the Discord, because that's where I'll be announcing whether I'll be taking a week off or maybe starting right up again with something new, who knows? Maybe I'll go back to doing Doomed, like, recorded instead of live, but this is a lot more fun, so probably not. As Crosshair is posting here tomorrow at 1800 Eastern, that's 6 o'clock Eastern, it's another RPG Clinic, Exalt Witch Academy, episode 10, season 2. Wow, already. No Punchy Book Club tomorrow. It's been delayed for some time into October, I believe. And we've got streams all through the week next week. Theoretically, Chief Inspector Striker is still pursuing Carmen Sandiego, but it's been a couple weeks now. Maybe he'll pursue her elsewhere in his dreams. Maybe we'll start something else. I don't know. Who knows? Paximo doesn't know how to play this game at all, but my storytelling ability makes it a weekly highlight. Paximo, that's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. I don't intend to ever make these a, like, learn how to play Arkham stream. It's all about the lore and the roleplay and the story. And I am a McCready, not a McReady. I ain't ready for nothing. Thank you, Krister. Thank you very much. It means a lot coming from you. I feel like you're like a deity in the sky being like, have some of this cosmic salvation. It smells of vanilla and butter. It smells of rosehip. Just use it in little bits. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's been a real blast. Yeah, if people are enjoying this, then I should continue either with the new campaign or with the special event with the Crosshair. But who knows? Wow. I mean, god damn, Surgeon. Wow. He is a wild, wacky man. Maybe we need the Doc back on. Yeah, maybe we need the Doc back on. He's a cool dude. Okay. Enough yakking. Go enjoy your Saturday nights or whatever. Hope to see you on Exalt Twitch. Hope to see you over in Disconcordia. Folks, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week. Enjoy autumn, if that's the season it is where you are. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, I guess enjoy spring. I am confused. Also, never forget, you challenge the blind idiot god, you get devoured. But sometimes, the difference between success and failure can be just this. And that's great. See y'all later. This has been Doom.